Professional work with Progressive Insurance, the NFL, Eli Lilly and Company, the Federal Reserve Bank, the Ohio State University, make sure to get that. Cincinnati's Children's Hospital, United Way, the Cleveland Clinic, and among so many others. Across sectors, corporate, nonprofit, academic, and government, his expertise in heart centered leadership, emotional intelligence, and conflict resolution has made him a sought after voice for leaders navigating the complexity of today's workplaces. Join me in welcoming Dr. James White.
If you look at this first slide, you'll see that you see this heart, and you see it on the book. So, neat little story. As I was writing that book, I was trying to figure out what would I call it, right? And so I came up with this name, Heart, because I felt like when we talk about anything related to DEI, really the challenge is we're trying to get people to open up their heart, right? It is a heart posture. And so I thought that would be fitting. And I came up with this cool logo. It was a red heart with 2 fingerprints. And son number 3, he was like, "Dad, that's whack." I worked really hard on this. Right? I have traveled. Some people like, what is whack? Whack means not cool. It's not in. So if you was wondering what whack means, whack is one of those slang terms. Not cool. That's what he was saying to me. And he said, "Dad, you should switch it up and make it fingerprints from people from 2 different cultures. People from different communities coming together." I said, "That is brilliant, boy." You know, he started going to schools, taking these business courses. He's going to be like, "Dad, I think you owe me some money. That's like my IP." I'm like, "Nah, bro, that's how we pay for Ohio State, man. Chill out." Humility is the glue that holds relationships together. I don't know about you, but I would imagine that everybody here has been in some form of a relationship. And it's hard to be in a relationship when you have somebody that's not open, when there's no humility present. So humility is just one of those foundational things when we talk about relationship at the very basic level. And then when we begin to talk about it from more of a team dynamic or organizational dynamic, what we know from research is that organizations that have leaders that model that humility, they will have stronger connection. People feel like they have to prove that their perspective is right. And so we may win the battle, but we lose the war because I am so driven by my need to let everyone know that I have the right way about how we do this. And so understanding it should be the goal, and that's what humility does. And so your environment has an impact on how you bounce back. And oftentimes, if we don't have people that model that, and the reason why what we do around ERGs and DEI has to have this level of humility is because environments are always shifting. Let me ask you this. I'm going to break from my slide for a moment. Culture is a word that we talk about a lot, right? We hear it all the time. Does anybody know where the word culture comes from? The etymology behind the word culture? Okay. No takers? All right. So this is interesting. Most people raise their hand, they say cult. Some of you probably thought that. You didn't raise your hand. All right. The word culture comes from the word agriculture. Isn't that interesting? So normally we would define culture as the personality of a place or the shared values, traditions, etc. But let's look at the true genesis of the word. When we think about agriculture, we think about a farmer, someone that has to plant seeds. They have to cultivate something, right? They have to prepare the ground. If you are in farming, I don't think you can afford to be arrogant. You can't be in Ohio and be like, "You know what, I'm about to just grow a bunch of oranges because that's what I want," right? You can't do that, right? You might want to go to Florida, but you're not going to do that well in Ohio, right? And so you have to pay attention to the environment to know what you might need to create for what you want to see cultivated, right? A farmer can't yell and be like, "I need you to rain right now, bro." You can't, so you have to adapt. And so when we're talking about people and we're talking about personalities and egos and change, it can't be about us. It has to be about what we're noticing. It has to be a level of curiosity. And so that's really critical because our environment has a lot to do with what we bring and what we allow people to see. It's really about cultivating trust. Do I trust the organization? Do I trust my management? Do I trust that they have my best interests? Do I trust that they will defend me, that they will cover me, right? Should I have to experience mistreatment, microaggressions, things of that nature, right? And so I believe these 5 components are extremely critical, right?
Today's event came at a really timely point in the year where so many people are looking to one another for support in the workplace, in building teams. I think one thing that we really walked away from this event is how to collaborate with one another, how to lean on one another, and how to use humility, not just professionally, but personally, to support one another to accomplish goals. Again, professionally and also within our ERG. The energy in the room was electric in that Dr. Knight was able to connect many points of the way people are feeling, the experiences we're all having, and connected to future forward. So we're really excited to take what we learned today and put it into action moving forward.